right, today, very quickly, I will tell you about what abusive people say. My name is Dot Ikurigal Achigo, all the way from Talk to Dot. Abusive people can be somewhat predictable. Once you meet one and study them, if you study them really well, you know all of them and you know all of their tricks. So I'll show you some things, or I'll tell you some things that are very common, their responses. If you hear these kind of responses all the time, then potentially you're dealing with a very, very, very abusive person, someone that we could call a narcissist. If you ask for things in a relationship, you ask about yourself, you ask for something, you want your need to be met, the abusive person will say, it's always about you. The idea of doing that is to make you feel bad and make you question yourself, like maybe you ask too much. Because the truth is, abusive people make a relationship about themselves. So the day you ask about yourself and something you want, they'll be like, oh, it's always about you. I always do things for you. I gave up my life for you. If you ever got to that stage where you've had enough and you said you were leaving, the first thing they will do is to cry, to beg, to try to use emotional blackmail and say they're going to kill themselves. But if they didn't do that, you know what they're going to say to you? You can leave. You will never find anybody like me. So they're basically trying to tell you that there's nothing out there for you. They're the best gift from humanity for yourself. But the truth is that the case? I will tell you, you should take them up to their words. Go out there and see if you're not going to find someone. They're just trying to use psychology to get into your head. If you said you were leaving an abusive person, they will say, go on then. You're not going to find anybody out there as good as me. If you ever called out an abusive person and said, look, I don't like what you're doing, or you wanted to have that conversation about something that's been going on, you know what they're going to say? Oh, here we go again. You know, they're going to make it look like you just want to talk, you just want to create an issue, you just want to spoil the mood, you just want to change the game. Oh, here we go again. She's going to complain about this thing. You're too sensitive. I don't know why you're making a big deal out of that. No, something happened and you want to have a conversation. In a normal, healthy relationship, you should have that conversation. When treating you horribly, they're also going to say, you know I love you. You know I really love you. So on one hand, they treat you like trash. They treat you really badly. They walk all over your emotions and everything, not paying any respect to you. But then they tell you, but I love you. I like that song. But I love you. You must be mad. I'm not the kind of girl that you think I am. I don't jump into the hands of everybody or every man. If you confront them about their adulterous behavior, about them flirting and, putting their eyes on other people, guess what they're going to say? You have jealousy issues. So, right, you catch them out, they're cheating, or you know that they're up to no good. You know that they're flirting with people on their phone. You know that their movement is not, you can see that they're seeing someone, there's something going on, and you question them like, what's going on? Like, why are you flirting with that person right in front of me? They're going to say, oh my goodness, you're so controlling and possessive. You're so jealous. You know what they do? They switch it so that you begin to question yourself and you begin to think, oh, maybe I'm a bit too jealous or controlling. Maybe there's something wrong with you. No, there's nothing wrong with you. Trust your instinct. They are cheating on you. They are doing stuff. But because they will never own up to what they're doing, they flip it and they point it back at you. When you want accountability from them, when you want them to step up and say, this is what's going on, like, what do you have to say about this? You know what they say? Oh my goodness, you're being so damaged from the past. You're letting your past relationship affect this one that's so good. So they have a way of bringing up something to just like turn the conversation 360 degrees to the next direction. As opposed to, oh yeah, I'm sorry I did this or that. Oh no, you're just so damaged. I can't believe you're saying that. I can understand, so many people have hurt you in the past, or so many people have lied to you. That's why you think I'm lying? No. Trust your instinct. One of their good tricks is a circular conversation. These people will go on and on and on and on in a circle. They're not making any sense. They're just going around, repeating the same thing over and over. They're not listening to you. They're just like gaslighting you. They're just doing this. And when you're trying to break it and you're like, stop it. They're like, huh? Why are you raising your voice? But hang on, they've been shouting all along. You're like, why are you raising your voice? But you know what? You had to raise your voice so they can hear you. But then when you do that, they're like, what are you raising your voice for? Why are you raising your voice? Why are you shouting at me? That's what they do. So they always have a way of switching it. So now turn the blame back at you. But that's what they do. Gaslighting. The abusive person always has this way of projecting who they are on you. So as much as you're trying to talk about one thing, they're trying to project something else on yourself. And they do this so well that in the event that you did leave them, they have a way of going around and telling people this and that. Fine, granted, it's important how people see you, but you know what? Sometimes anyone who's going to listen to someone run you down, you probably just need to leave them. You need to get to that point where you nothing them. You don't feel nothing. You don't really care what people are saying, because at the end of the day, this is what an abusive person does. They're very good at creating an image about themselves and then creating a false image about you. And you know why they like to gaslight you? A lot of times you have a character and a behavior that is somewhat immaculate, but they cannot say that about themselves. So they try to project their insecurity, their horrible past life on you to make it look like you're the one that has all that issues. You're the one that has all that issues. And that's why when you meet an abusive person, one of the things they do is to tell you one very big secret about themselves so that you gain trust with them. And you're thinking, oh wow, he said this about me, or she said this about herself. Wow, they're so trustworthy. And they do that because they want you to tell them one deep, dark secret about yourself. That one thing you tell them is what they're going to hold on for the rest of their lives. They're going to always switch it to make it sound like, oh, look, like you're so damaged because of this thing that's happened to you in your past. That's why you're the way you are. But that's exactly what they do. They are so fond of breaking promises. So when an abusive person breaks their promise, they tell you, yeah, I was going to do that, but I forgot. And they do this thing like, just because I didn't do what you wanted me to do, like, you know, you're so controlling, you're so manipulative because I didn't do what you asked me to do. That's why you're so upset. But the truth is, you only asked them to do something and they just didn't want to do it. They're so good at breaking promises. However, if you didn't do what they wanted you to do, it would be a different story altogether. When an abusive person abuses you, they say, you make me do that. You just ruined my mood. You made me angry. You got me angry. Look what you made me do. They never take responsibilities for what they're doing. They always want you to be the victim of every single circumstance. They want you to feel the pain for everything. You're being abused and you have to also take the blame for being abused as well. That's what they do. So at the end of the day, with all of these points, right? Once you know one abusive person, or narcissist as they call it, you know all of them is the same way. If you hear these kind of things in your relationships, then know that you're dealing with someone that potentially can never change. All right? They will not change. And the longer you stay there believing that lie that they're going to change, the more damaged you're going to be. And then by the time you finally snap out of it, you would have a whole lot of things that you need to deal with. So if you're hearing these things in your relationship right now, you should be thinking, what am I going to do? Or what comes next? From me to you, one love, peace, respect, and guidance. One love.